Thank you for tuning in to Homeschool Homesteaders. Today we're going to talk about growing peas. Results will vary depending on where you live. I live in the state of Minnesota, zones 4 or 3. The dot is bigger for privacy reasons. Peas are easy to grow if you live in colder climates. They get a 2 out of 10. The best temps to grow them is somewhere from 40 to 75. Summer weather is the worst, and they could handle frost. Cold hardy plants. And peas are not exactly the superfoods, but they still get a 6 out of 10. In early May, buy several packets. This is how the seeds look like, and my little girl planted them. I don't think I ever planted peas. It's something my kids always do. And about 2 weeks later, this is how they sprout. Then all of them will sprout except this little weed up here. So that is not a pea, it's a weed. And we're going to take a step back, come back like a week later. You notice how they're growing. They're beautiful. It's the month of May. We have frost at night, even snow, and they're still growing. I also put buckthorn cherry trees. Those branches, they're going to climb up these branches. And this is a cheap way to grow them. We will zoom in, and it's amazing how these little green seedlings can handle frost. Every night we have frost and they thrive. At my other part of my garden, I have the traditional where they climb the netting. Now this does cost money. I do prefer cheap methods like to use those branches I showed you earlier, but we'll see what grows better. And before you get the actual pods, you need the flowers for the bees to come and pollinate. And then you get those tiny little pods growing. That's what you want. And if your garden is attracting pollinated insects, they're obviously going to do their job, and majority of the flowers will turn to pods. The pods will have peas inside. And so this is why it's important to have bees and other pollinating insects come to your garden. And every time you water your garden, which should be every day in the hot month of June, and you examine the pods. They are slowly getting bigger, and obviously I planted different kinds of seeds, so you notice the different pod shapes. That's because I planted a different variety. And so yeah, don't just go with one type, go with several, see which ones you like best, and next year you're still going to plant several packets. Here I am where I planted them against the net, and I'm going to take one pod in one hand, so the footage is shaky, and I'm going to open it up. And you notice how they look small. So I mean, they're getting there, but they're still small. Even though they're still delicious, you could eat them, but I'll probably wait 2 or 3 more days. Now these are the ones growing on the buckthorn cherry branches. I plant mine's about 3-4 inches apart. It could be thick, it doesn't matter, they still grow quite well. Here I'm going to take the biggest one I found. I'm going to open it up for you, once again holding the camera with one hand and struggling with my other hand, and eventually I will get it open somehow using one hand. And these are perfect. This is what you want. Now, my kids eat peas fresh. We never have enough for cooking. Here is one of my kids, just comes every day into the garden and rips all the peas that he wants. My other kids do the same. Here's my daughter. She got a whole bowl full of peas. And that was only 2 of my kids out of 7, and all from one woman that I love. Now, by July 4th, the harvest is over, assuming you planted early May. We do have a video of how to use the peas plants for green manure, or as I'm doing in this footage, I'm bringing some of the plants to my chicken coop, and the chickens love this. And so open up the gate, throw the plants inside, and the chickens will devour this. Plus, it's a healthy snack for the chickens. And thank you for watching this video.